Many students at Zane State College often come to staff and faculty with hardships and challenges they are facing. But I think even more often, the stigma around asking for help prevents our students from utilizing resources here on campus. At the Zane State College Foundation, it is our goal to help break this stigma by joining our community and showing how much we really care. At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, it was clear that our students were struggling more than ever. So the foundation acted and created its own student emergency grant to provide immediate support to students. Now, almost 2 years later, it is clear that the need has been there for quite some time and still exists today. The Student Emergency Grant Fund, in combination with other resources on campus, such as Monato's Market and Monato's New to You clothing closet, guarantees that our students have something to eat and warm clothes to wear. Going to college is tough enough without the added stress of paying for the unexpected.
I think poverty means for our students like a really desperate need. They have no heat or no food at all or no money. But I hope that with the market and the clothing closet and the emergency grant, that students will come to realize that it's not always desperate or a permanent situation, that it's sometimes a temporary stopgap area where you didn't have like $60 to pay the water bill or, $50 to get groceries for the week. And it's just that temporary moment. It's us showing our students that we do actually care about them more than just enrollment numbers or having enough students to run a class or anything. Like, we want them individually to succeed, and the way we show that is by making sure that they have the resources available.
My family, for as long as I remember, haven't necessarily been well off. We weren't awful, but we weren't stable either. So for as long as I remember, I had hand-me-downs from my siblings, and we would go and get food stamps and things like that for resources. And then when I became 18, me and my family got into a disagreement, and I ended up becoming by myself out on the streets and not having really any place to go. One of my first jobs was a minimum wage job. Being paid $8.75 and this day and age isn't enough to keep you afloat anymore. And I was going to college, I was working, and I had no in-between time to do anything, grocery shop, and let alone have the money to go grocery shopping. So that was the number one reason why the Monato's Market was so important to me. I think the biggest reason people don't use our resources is a lot of people have the stigma behind getting help. And a lot of people think of it of an embarrassment, but the whole reason you are going to college is to benefit yourself in the future. Just because you're not financially stable right now doesn't mean that you're not going to go and get your degree and find something that is financially stable.
Being the front line for students, both in person and on the phone, it's given me a great opportunity to be able to develop relationships with students. I think that seeing myself and the student workers at the Welcome Center desk, they eventually become very comfortable and open up to us and maybe share experiences that we normally wouldn't be aware of, and that enables us to refer them to any resources that they might need. I think to our students, having all these resources available, it makes all the difference in the world. I think that it means that not only are we offering a quality education here, it means that we're offering them just the ability to receive that education. Because if your first thought is, how am I going to get there, how am I going to eat, then your mind's not on your studies. So I think that not only are we offering the education, we're offering hope to these students, and we're offering a different way of life and a stepping stone to something better.
I really feel that these resources are very important for our students, and I can honestly say one of the reasons is because of this student that I had just had contact with. She was going to take out more student loan debt. So instead of her having more debt, it's like, hey, we have this Monado market, we can gather things up. We have this emergency grant, you can get up to $500. Because I think it's very valuable for our students, because especially now in our times, a lot of them are in need, and this really helps them become students, stay students, and be successful while they're here.
So many students, they have their stories, and you just sit back and say, wow, like, I can't even imagine what you were going through, and the pain, be able to fight through that and be able to become successful. They can motivate you in ways when you're not even a student. And I'm a graduate of Zanesville High School. We talk to them about their times there, academics, athletics, and let them know and ease into it. Okay, I'm older, but I am one of you in a way. And as far as anything that's been accomplished and what can be done through that, I can set an example for them to say, hey, you can go, you can graduate from college. For me, that's my chance to get the word out on those things through promotions, through even telling them about book discussions that we have and on-campus events, getting them on campus. Even if they're in middle school, they can go ahead and visit, because you get them at a young age, you already have it instilled, hey, I want to go on to college.
It helps so many people. No one says it, but silently we are incredibly thankful.
One student left a thank you note that I took from the market to keep with me so that I would always know what I'm doing this for. And this student wrote that the market is literally keeping them from starving. And I don't know if that was a temporary situation or if that's going to be an ongoing thing as they continue at the school. But that was a really important reminder for me that we're doing this for a real reason.
When it comes to college costs, many of us have heard the phrase cost of attendance. For decades, community colleges have helped to make education available to and affordable for the average person. Low tuition and close proximity allowing students to live at home means that most students with demonstrated financial need have tuition and books fully covered by the Pell Grant. Cost of attendance figures are derived around an assumption that basic needs such as food, housing, and transportation are already taken care of. However, a 2020 survey of more than 200,000 students showed that 39% of community college students have food insecurities, while 49% have housing insecurities and 14% are homeless. It is not the cost of tuition or books that causes students to drop out or stop out of college, nor is it academic performance. Instead, for many students, it comes down to meeting basic needs. A single mom trying to attend college but unable to afford childcare. A traditional college-age student living at home but without reliable transportation. An emancipated student who can't afford groceries. Over the past 5 years, Zane State College has worked with a variety of partners to offer student emergency grants of up to $500. Through these grants, we've helped students keep their lights on, provide groceries for their family, gas to get to campus, and help with unforeseen expenses. More than 8 out of 10 students who receive a grant will re-enroll the following semester, and most will go on to complete their degree. Your support makes a difference as we work to shape a promising future for everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For everyone.